Can I say we live in a lively and a resilient democracy, and it works. We have democratic institutions and conventions that work well at the most important times, when they're put to the test by the Australian people at an election. The events of the past fortnight show us unequivocally that our democracy is very, very strong indeed. With today's agreement with the independent members of Parliament, with Mr Oakeshott and Mr Windsor, and with the previous agreements reached with the Greens and, of course, with Mr Wilkie, Labor is prepared to govern. Labor is prepared to deliver stable, effective and secure government for the next 3 years. Ours will be a government with just one purpose, and that's to serve the Australian people. The election 2 weeks ago was the closest in modern memory. What the Australian people told us, and they told us this in no uncertain terms on that day and on the days that have followed, is this: that we will be held more accountable than ever before, and more than any government in modern memory. We will be held to higher standards of transparency and reform, and it's in that spirit that I approach the task of forming a government. The discussions and the negotiations Wayne and I had with Rob Oakeshott, Tony Windsor, Bob Katter, Andrew Wilkie, with Bob Brown and Adam Bant on behalf of the Greens have been marked by openness, candour and diligence in working through the issues. The independents, the Greens, they have been businesslike throughout, and I thank them for the substance, tone and tenor of our discussions. And can I particularly say to Mr Bob Katter, though of course he made another decision, that I thank him for the tone and tenor of our discussions. In remarkable times, there's opportunity. Indeed, this process, born of parliamentary deadlock, has resulted in more openness, transparency and reform in how we conduct our parliament and the business of government than at any other time in modern Australian politics. Throughout this process of forming a new government, we've been open with the Australian people. To quote Rob Oakeshott, sunshine is the best disinfectant. And we've agreed to far-reaching reforms that make me as Prime Minister and our government and how it functions more accountable to the Australian people. So let's draw back the curtains and let the sunshine in. Let our Parliament be more open than it ever was before. That's real reform, and that's the direct result of the election. We need to govern, and we will govern, in the best interests of the Australian people. And I know that if we fail in this solemn responsibility, we will be judged harshly when we next face the Australian people at the next election. And being held to that test is just the way I want it. My government will be true to our principles and our beliefs, but we will be pragmatic as well in developing effective policies and programs on the major issues that we face. We are governing with a majority of 76. We are prepared to go forward to serve the Australian people. At the same time, I want to say to Tony Abbott and the Liberal Party, and I want to say to Warren Truss and the National Party the following. I believe the Australian people, given the closeness of this vote, want us to find more common ground in the national interest. Accordingly, I pledge today my best efforts as Prime Minister to work constructively with you and your colleagues to find common ground where we can. I extend my hand to work with you in good faith and in the interests of the Australian people. And I acknowledge that Tony Abbott phoned me a short time ago to wish me well. I thank him for the simple courtesy and decency that making such a call shows. It can't have been easy for him, and I genuinely thank him for that. I begin this task more optimistic and more confident than ever before in the Australian people and our hopes and our aspirations. And I say once again, as I've said many times before, the best days of this country are in front of it, not behind it. And that's the best days for every part of our nation. We've weathered the greatest economic crisis since the Great Depression. Our economy is the envy of the world. We have an opportunity to improve health services, invest in education, build the national broadband network, make progress on global warming and the environment, deepen our security relationship with our allies, be a leader in this region and build Australia's enduring prosperity and well-being.